Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about this is why my food didn't make it. Man says he gets free food at restaurants by pretending to be a Doordash driver. You know, honestly, this stuff where people claim that this life hack works and then justify stealing is ridiculous, and honestly, enough is enough. It's frustrating because then those kind of blames end up on the driver. In fact, I've actually seen something like this take place while I was on a delivery. So with that said, I want to go over what is being said in this article, how it actually is for gig workers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. A TikToker by the name of Deon at Deon.k.washington posted a free DoorDash food hack that may have just inspired a bunch of folks to commit fraud. You see, that's my point. In fact, I made a video that stitched a similar TikTok to that, and for some reason, that TikTok, me calling out their nonsense on the subject, actually caused me to get a violation of sorts, but at the end of the day, I appealed, and it wasn't a violation. But people were flagging my video for that reason, because I was calling out the fraud that was taking place. It's amazing what people will do to pretend as if these things are okay, but at the end of the day, it's not okay. But they'll frame it in a way that it's a life hack because they want to get the views. And what's really annoying is when this stuff starts trending. You know what I'm talking about? Like, people are starting to take that stuff to heart, and people are actually starting to do that. Like, how is crime considered something that people should do for fun on TikTok? Really. In a clip, Deon records himself hurriedly getting into his car with the text overlay that reads, "Life hack, if you walk into a restaurant and say the word DoorDash, they'll give you free food." No, they will give you somebody else's order and you will be stealing food from people, and then the driver's gonna get blamed for that. Oh, and then people say, it's a joke. It's not a joke because people actually do that and they take that seriously. In the caption of the video, he adds, "Follow me for more life tips and tricks." That's not a life tip and trick, and if you want to end up in prison, you do that, but honestly, enough's enough with that stuff. There have been a number of different DoorDash life hacks that have circulated the web, especially on TikTok. One Dasher, Simon Fraser, said that he effectively earns a couple of bucks for himself whenever he decides to buy some food from the restaurant he lives directly above by placing an order through DoorDash. He then accepts the delivery to himself and gets paid from the application to do so in the process. Due to his close proximity to the restaurant, it's probably a nominal amount, but he is earning free money whenever he orders a meal for himself. I actually made a video talking about that specifically. I'll leave that in the description. Feel free to check it out. In terms of straight up stealing food, there is another common scam that was highlighted in a 2022 Reddit post. Basically, people place an order through the application, then pick it up themselves while posing as a DoorDash driver, much like Deon suggested in his above referenced TikTok. The difference, however, that the scammer in question is robbing their own food, since the driver was assigned to the order will not have a meal to deliver to the customer. The order won't go through, and the scammer can then file a complaint with DoorDash and say that they either never received their food or that it took way too long to be delivered in the first place, resulting in a free meal. Yeah, but here's the thing. DoorDash picks up on those scams relatively quickly now. In fact, DoorDash has actually started stopping refunds for some people because they know that people are starting to game the system in that way. And the problem is that the more you try to game the system, the more you're really messing it up for everybody else. It's hard to imagine someone could consistently pull this con. However, many speculate that DoorDash will flag an account consistently looking for refunds and meal credits. See what I mean? Other TikTok users who saw Deon's post said they've tried this technique in the past and were successful in taking away grub from other customers who ordered and paid for it. Yeah, this actually happened right in front of me, except the restaurant was ran by some of the stupidest people. And this wasn't a small amount of food. This was an entire catering order to a corporation. I'm going to this place called Steak Shop drive-in deli, right? It's me and a person wearing a DoorDash hat and bring a wagon with him. And he's there claiming that he's picking up the same order that I'm picking up. And I'm literally telling the merchant that I'm here for that order that is the huge catering order. I forget the name because it was a very hard name to pronounce. But apparently, this order wasn't for me, it was for him. And then by the time he left with the food I was supposed to take, they were like, for some reason we don't have that food there. And I'm literally yelling at this guy because I saw him give the food away to a guy that was literally stealing it right in front of me. And I'm like, could you at least check the tablet? And they were like, no, I don't want to check the tablet. That was hundreds of dollars worth of food going to a corporation. That was supposed to be a $30 order for me and ended up being $15 and a walk home. The next time I went there, even the owner was like, make sure the driver is the driver and check the tablet. For instance, user LDubsX2 penned, this is correct. I went to Chipotle and did this. Had an insulated bag and everything. I'm sorry, Sierra, but it was good. This is the problem with DoorDash having such a low barrier of entry and then people just having DoorDash bags on them. Like, they use the tools from DoorDash to gain some sort of credibility so that way they could steal more effectively. That's ridiculous. Some quipped that this is probably the reason why their food never made it to them in the first place. But there were also those who said merchants usually ask to see the dasher's phone in order to confirm that they are indeed the person who is supposed to pick up the order. As one user wrote, until they say, let me see your phone. Yeah, you know who says, let me see your phone? The people who have been burned by that before. So, you know, if you're playing that game too much, it's going to go south for you. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. Honestly, I am sick and tired of these life hacks being on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, and people genuinely framing it in a way that it's a life hack and it's a way to get free food, when in reality, it's theft. It's just straight theft. There was a TikTok trend where people were stealing cars. Like, if you had a specific kind of Kia, there's a hack to steal a car, but they were framing it in life hack. If you do this to a Kia, you get a free car. And honestly, enough's enough with that stuff. And I really do believe TikTok, YouTube, and all of these other apps should be cracking down on these quote-unquote life hacks. Because honestly, somebody's gonna get somebody arrested, and it'll be not just on the creator, but on the platform for not having a firmer grip on this stuff. All in all, just make sure you're actually thinking about the life hack before you actually apply it, because if you do end up being one of these guys to do this, you might end up in a prison cell one day. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!